Have you got a few weeks out from your major race, hit some of the best training you've ever done and thought, I'm going to absolutely smash this. Then in the couple of weeks before the race, you start to get a bit tired, niggles start to creep in, you feel a bit flat. Come race day, there's nothing there. You fall completely short. You got no idea why. I was hitting the best training ever. From what I see in the runners in my coaching community that I work with every day, you are peaking too soon. We have 3 levers we can pull to make us better runners: frequency, intensity, and duration. We need to pull these levers at the appropriate times so that when we get to the race day, we are in optimal condition. The problem I see is people are pulling these levers, all 3 of them, right from the beginning of their program. It doesn't matter if they're 16 weeks out or 60 weeks out. I see a repetitive attempt to try and get into their best possible shape within the first few weeks of their training. That's because runners think progression is linear. I'll do 10 miles this week, 11 next week, 12 the week after that, and I'll get 1 mile fitter every single time. That's just not how human physiology responds to the stress, rest, adaptation equation. We need a plan so we know which lever to pull to get us a progress all the way through the race. Again, this is not going to be linear. There is going to be ebbs and flows in the training that you're going to be able to do. I work with runners from 4 hours to 2 hours and 20. None of them have a linear progression. We are always having setbacks that we need to overcome within the training. Or the best case scenario, we catch these setbacks proactively because they are often fatigue induced. So if I know when a runner is likely to hit high levels of fatigue, we pull back to what I call an adaptation week. I like to use the term adaptation over recovery because that is actually what we're trying to induce with our training, an adaptation to become fitter. Also, recovery has some negative connotations with runners who start to get a bit antsy when they think they might not be allowed to run. So of those 3 levers that we have, frequency, intensity, duration, we pretty much keep frequency the same, or at least I like to, and just reduce intensity and duration around the adaptation week so that we can more or less keep our schedule the same. We're just going to do a little less and it's going to be a little easier. The first thing you need to do from the outset is put these adaptation weeks into your training, because if you have none and you expect to execute the best training of your life every single week from now until race day, I don't care when it is not going to happen. And you're going to feel like you're falling short. You're going to try and overwork or catch up on training, and you're going to dig yourself deeper and deeper into a hole. Yes, it may feel like it's working initially and you're making super fast progress, but that will not sustain. This is where I see runners peaking too soon. They're coming into a training plan after a period of low stimulus, either after a race, after a recent injury, or just some sporadic inconsistent training. They get into an intensive training plan and they just apply more and more. The period of low stimulus allows them to have a capacity to adapt to that training, and then as they progress through the first few weeks, their ability to recover and subsequently adapt to that training starts to diminish as the cumulative load builds. That's where we drift into overreaching and overtraining. This is the position I see a lot of runners in 4 to 8 weeks out from their major event. This period should be the most intensive productive training towards your major event, which is often plagued by inconsistencies due to injuries and excessive fatigue from runners trying to push too hard too early. Then the runner starts to second guess themselves. And the typical answer I see runners coming up with for this problem is to pull all of those 3 levers again: frequency, intensity, duration. More training rather than having an aggressive step back to allow for adaptation from that overreaching period, which can sometimes result in a super compensation and even better race. Runners just keep applying the same level of stress to their system, and so when they get to the race, they can finally taper, finally put their feet up, and that super compensation never comes. The taper can't pull them out of that deep, deep hole they've put themselves in. Then standing on the start line, regardless of how mentally resilient you are, deep down, you know that you are cooked and you are not going to have the best day. I know this because I've been there far more times than I'd like to admit. It's why I created the Fast with Data system to help runners train smarter and run faster at the end of the day and reach their full potential, making sure that they can train effectively. The community aspect is selfishly a massive bonus for me because it consistently reminds me of the mistakes I made in the past and holds me accountable to making the right choices in the future. It is also a great point of ideation for creating content ideas like this. So if you'd like to join the 90-day Fast with Data system to transform your training, check the link in the description. Otherwise, stick around here and I'll keep feeding you more evidence-backed running content. I'll see you on the next one.